Well, hey there. Welcome to Mental Health Monday, where we give you tools to get you to the top of your mental health and money game so you can thrive personally and professionally. I'll do my best to help you go dive deep into your subconscious brain so you can uncover what's blocking your big vision. And I am your host, Kanae Quarter, and this is Mental Health Monday. So let's get started. We have been talking about April is Financial Awareness Month, and we have been talking about what Financial Awareness Month is it's called Financial Literacy Month, but I call it Financial Awareness because you're already literate. You just need some more awareness about how your emotions around money are making you feel, but also how those emotions are blocking your money. So, we're discussing how to earn, grow, protect, gift, and enjoy your money. Today, last week we talked about earn. Today we're going to talk about growing. And if we just recapped a little bit about last week we addressed separating your self worth from the amount of money you earn. So, how many times have you said, I want to earn what I'm worth? And I gave you some reasons why you might want to stop saying that sentence. So, if you didn't watch last week's video, go back and listen to it or watch it. The second, we also touched on the guilt and the greed that can be associated with money because of programming, those statements we heard while we were growing up, like money, love of money is the root of all evil, or rich people are greedy. And then we determined the amount of money you need in order to feel prosperous. And I mean the amount of money you need to earn in 1 year in order for you to feel prosperous. So that's what we addressed last week. Today, we will address how to grow your money and grow yourself. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You've heard that saying before, right? It's not what you make, it's what you keep. So you can create or earn $1 million and all of that comes in, but what if all of it goes right back out? In fact, what if a million 100,000 goes back out? So now you're in debt and that doesn't feel good. What is the feeling that you get when all the money comes in and then all the money goes out? I've worked with people who've had what we call that roller coaster, and they get large sums of money and then those large sums of money go out. And it might not go out all at once, but have you ever said the statement like there's always something? Yeah. So that is creating this circle so that money keeps going back out of your life. And you want to have statements that create the money flowing back into your life. And I'm going to give you a statement. It's going to be a very thorough statement, not just 2 or 3 words. It is pretty full. So be ready to write down that statement, or just come back and listen to this video as many times as you can so you can memorize it. It's not what you make, it's what you keep, right? So if it's not, then what are you keeping? What are you doing to keep the money in your life? Because we fire our money too soon. And I want you to stop firing your money so that it stays in your life and it works harder than you do. It works hard so you don't have to. It's not about letting people see how much you have. You need to find prestige and just having it yourself. Mm. Yeah, right? It's sometimes hard to do that. So it's not what you're doing, it's how you are being and what you are feeling. See, the doing is the external, the being is the internal, the feeling is the internal. So let's get through some of these topics today because I want you to get enough so that you feel like you either know whether you want to come and hang out with us in the Prosperity Pro digital membership, or you are saying, I got enough. I think I can do this on my own. Either way is fine with us as long as you're taken care of. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, when you look at your investment and savings accounts, how prosperous do you feel right now? 1 being low, 10 being high. And you can put that in the comments or you can keep that to yourself. But just think about, on that scale of 1 to 10, how prosperous do you feel right now when you look at your investment or savings accounts? Get really clear on that, because there is something in the way, something blocking you from feeling the way you want to feel. Now, I don't care if you're watching this video and you have $100 in the bank, $0 in the bank, $100 million in the bank. There's still some of these emotions that you're going to feel, because you can have $100 million in the bank, but if you're so focused on the people who have $1 billion, then, or if you're mistaken thinking that their money is more than your money, because you could be wrong. You hear many people talking about, oh, I built this six-figure business in 3 months, and I built this $1 million business in 1 year. And that just makes you feel bad about yourself. And you don't know, first of all, if that's even true. And second of all, you don't know if they kept any of that. So what does it even matter if it's all gone back out the window? Earning it, it probably just caused them a bunch of stress and didn't bring them any peace of mind. Did you think about that? Mhm. So spreading so spending your money and spreading it out all over the place is what's keeping you from earning the amount of money that you, or I'm sorry, growing your money and getting to the number that you want in your life. Spending rather than saving or investing. It it makes you feel like you're going to be prosperous, that spending, but it's just a fleeting pleasure. But you spend because this is the way that you show people what you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to show them what you have. But guess what? The moment you spend it to show people what you have, you no longer have it. Tesla now has it. Or Mercedes now has it. You don't. Oh, dang, can I? And recently, Jason and I were watching he was watching the video and told me about it. And it said that if you bought a Tesla, let's say you spent $70,000 on that Tesla, and you would have it'd be worth less, of course, right, than it was when you purchased it. And let's say that number was 2017. I don't remember the year, but just imagine if you invested that money, if you invested, even if you dollar cost averaged in to Tesla, buying that stock in your investment account, what it would have grown to. And they quoted a number, don't remember it, so I won't quote it there, but it was a lot more than 70,000. Because if you, because I'm not even saying that you took 70,000 and dropped it into Tesla stock, because you may not have had 70,000 to do that. You financed the car most likely. So let's say you finance, so to speak, which we dollar cost average in would be the equivalent to financing, paying a certain amount a month. Each month you bought a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, so that by now, 4 or 5 years later, the amount of stock you have grew. You have way more than the 70,000 that you would have invested over that 4 or 5 years, because that's about what you would have financed the car for, right? Three, four, five, maybe on the longer end. So think about it like that. I'm glad we had this conversation, because I want you to start thinking about the difference between saving and spending, and why you do the spending, because the spending helps you show people what you have, but you then no longer have it. So people are impressed by your car or your house, but they can't see your bank account. So you don't feel as prosperous, because other people, external, remember, we're focusing right now on external, other people can't give you the kudos and the pat on the back for how wealthy you look, because you're not that wealthy anymore, because most of those things that we purchase are not assets, they're liabilities. Even if you buy a house, you want to call it an asset, but if you have a loan or mortgage on that house, it's not an asset yet. It's still falling on that liability side, unless it's appreciating, which right now in Las Vegas, where I am, houses are appreciating at a high rate, but we don't know how long that's going to last. So you want to really be thinking about, how can you divvy up. I have this 4-3-2-1 model, where 40% goes to, spending, 30% goes to, well, needs, 40% goes to needs, wants, and then 20% in your investment, and 10% is kind of like your um education or growth fund. So you're growing yourself, where some people want that 10% to be their gift account. You can do it, you can break it up however you want, but as long as that 20% at least. But then you start to shift, where the more money you make, the more you can make that investment account. Sometimes it gets 30 and 40% of your money can go out because your spending doesn't have to be so big. Now, for some of us who aren't doing our work, we're trying to fill voids that we feel. So if you're trying to fill the voids that you feel, then you're going to spend, 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 spend. But when you do your work and you feel at peace, then that investment accounts brings you even more peace, even more growth, even more steady ease, flow. All of these words, I want you to be thinking about how you want to feel when you look at your account. And then I want to, because I already asked you how you feel now. So let's be thinking about this because these are external factors. A lot of these external factors are keeping us from feeling this way. And then there's the lack mentality, those lack emotions, I call them. And some of those lack emotions are save everything, just save everything. You just like don't want to spend anything, just save, save, save. Then there's the opposite of that. Spend everything, spend everything. You never know how long you're going to live. Just enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. And so you have this like yo-yo or pendulum effect. And you don't have to swing from one side of the pendulum to the other. You can find the harmony between those two. How much do you spend? How much do you save? Now, I talked about the 4-3-2-1 method, and I just glossed over it because we don't have time to go down deep into it. You've got to jump into the Prosperity Pro digital membership to learn these integral parts. But I'm giving you a high level so you have something to work with because I think information should be free. And I'm just giving you the information you need to be thinking about to give you the awareness. And then the tools, the hypnotherapy, that's the part you pay for. The Tame Your Brain therapy, that's the part you pay for. The existential therapy, that's the part you pay for. The financial therapy, that's the part you pay for. So that's what I want you to understand. Information, I'm giving you that for free. Take it, do something with it, at least build the awareness and figure out what you want to adjust in your life. Now, I'm going to go first to internal, and then we're going to talk about what you want to adjust. And so, other external factors that you could be thinking about is when you think about saving or investing money, what are the feelings that come up? Is there fear there? Is there anxiety there? Is there excitement there? Gratitude? What are the feelings that come up? Just start to think about that. And sometimes you are confused because you haven't seen it done. Like maybe you come from a poor family that just never even had a chance to save or invest. Or maybe you come from a family that wasn't poor. Maybe there was wealth there, but it was just spending, spending, spending. And maybe there was a bunch of debt in your family, or maybe you came from a parent that was wealthy and they just save, save, save. So you never even felt the wealth. You always felt like there was greed. I mean, there was scarcity there. Think about all of this. This goes into your idea of prosperity, shifting from that those lack emotions. You may also be confused because maybe you're in an industry where people are putting out false information. Like I talked about the coaching and self-development industry where everybody is, oh, I did this in 3 months and 6 months. And they tell you that they have this incredible life. And maybe they do or maybe they don't. But sometimes it's not what they say it is. That's all I'm saying. But you get confused because you're seeing those little highlight reels and you think that it's real and it's not. And then you look down on yourself, but you might actually be closer to wealth than they really are. But because they're spending, 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 so they can show you something, it seems like they are. Now, I'm about to wrap this up. I know I say that all the time, but I'm for real. Four or 5 minutes tops, and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, so stay with me. Stay with me. I want to give you a couple more things. So, when it comes to the external, we just talked about that. The other side is the internal. And the internal, you can't mess this up. I want to remind you again, but you can slow it down. And you can, and if the way that you can speed it up is to shift from the desires that are like pleasures to the desires that are more about your peace of mind. Now you've got to give it a name. And we're going to talk about that. So internally, the way you want to feel about your investment accounts, your money, what is that feeling? What is that number? What is the number you have to see to give you that feeling? But first, what is that feeling? Now, we call that the yummy feeling. Like, oh, this feels so good. It's so yummy. And then the opposite of that is the yucky feeling. It's when you look at your bank account and you're like, That stuff. What is that feeling? Maybe you feel down on yourself. Maybe you're judging yourself. Maybe you feel inadequate, less than. Maybe you feel stressed, worried, whatever those words are. Give it a name. So you got the yummy feeling, you got the yucky feeling. You're going to name both of those and then be thinking about internally keeping your focus on how you want to feel. Now, maybe you're not there yet, so what? But it's happening. Yeah, you want $1 billion company, it's happening. You're putting the steps in place every single day. You're going to take a step towards it. So you might as well act as if. Or you want $100,000 in your bank account, yours, not in the company, not in imagination. You want it you want to click on open your account and see those zeros, see those commas. Yeah, feel that feeling because it's going to happen. You're going to stick to it. You know this because you believe in yourself. And the more you believe it, the more you will see it. And if you don't believe in yourself, continue to watch these videos. Join the Prosperity Pro digital membership, whether you're a therapist, a CEO, or I should say, whether you're a mental health professional, a CEO, a leader in an organization, or even just a support team, you can join the Prosperity Pro digital membership. Now, you can have your company join, or if you're a therapist, you can join so that you can get more self care and get to the top of your mental health and money game. Because how are you going to serve if you're not at the top of your mental health and money game? That's a good question, Gene. Hmm. I won't. I won't serve well. I'll be focused on the fact that I don't have enough money. I'll burn myself out. I'll blame things on my team. I'll be stressed and frustrated a lot. Oh, I think I should work on myself. I know I'm being silly. I'm just saying you got to do the work. If you're the leader, and therapists, you are the leaders. CEOs, you are the leaders. If you're the leaders, then you've got to do the work first. So very important. And if you're not doing the work, you're standing in the way of you and your team getting to the top of your mental health and money game. So you can thrive personally and professionally. I mean, do you want to do that? No, you are bringing your work home. You're bringing your home to work. And then now that you work from home never goes away, work never goes away. You're just always stressed. So I'm asking you to focus on what you want that bank account to look like and just feel it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot more that we talk about in this growth area of the prosperity principles. You can get it just by coming to the pop up, just start there. But I want to give you a little field work that you can take away. And I want to give you this affirmation. I said that I was going to give you this affirmation that you can use. And this affirmation goes like this: large sums of money come to me easily and frequently in increasing quantities on a regular basis as I continue to be myself for the good of all involved. And I get to keep all that is in line with my idea of prosperity. Now, I know that was long, but you have to be thorough and know what you want and know how you want to get it and know how you want to feel. Remember, you want to get really clear on your yummy feeling. Well, first, you want to get clear on your yucky feeling. And then you're going to do some of the tools that I've been sharing with you to clear that yucky feeling so you can get to your yummy feeling. And that is, remember weeks ago we talked about the imposter and the authentic you and the imposter you. The imposter you feels the yucky feeling. That's the imposter. The authentic you feels the yummy feeling. And when you do the HIT formula where you notice the habit, what do? Maybe you spend, maybe you serve, you go give money away to people. Maybe you hold on tighter to money. Whatever you do, look at the habit and then identify the feeling that that habit gives you, then identify the feeling you want to have, and then start doing those tools so that you can focus on the feeling. Focus on the feeling. Now, if you sign up for the pop up, I give you immediately, like right away, immediately as soon as you sign up, a audio that you can use that can bring you to calm optimal brain state, which gets you to your yummy feeling faster. Okay, so let's talk about your field work. This is what you're going to take away and be working on. What amount of money do you need to have in your account in order to feel that yummy feeling. Just think about that. Go away and think about that. And two, what yucky feeling do you need to clear in order to get there, in order to get to the yummy feeling? You've got to clear the yucky feeling. And if you don't know how to clear it, first things first, go to our website. I invite you to go to our website. And when you go to our website, what you are going to see, well, go to presidentiallifestyle.com/pop-up. And this will then allow you to sign up to experience Tame Your Brain therapy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach a little bit in the beginning, and then I'm going to walk you through a Tame Your Brain experience. And then the best part is you'll get to ask your questions live, because here I'm just teaching, I'm just pouring into you, and you don't get to ask your questions live. You can put them in the chat and I can come back and answer them later in the comments. But when you are on the pop-up, at the end, you just raise your hand, you tell me your specific situation, and I'm there. I'm with you. So I answer, I give you some feedback, some step by step, some like what we talk about here is pretty general. So I said I was only going to talk for about 4 or 5 more minutes, so I should go, right? I know, I know. I'm loving this too. It's so good. Just know that I'll be back next week, and know that you can join the pop up, and know that you can join the Prosperity Pro digital membership. So I look forward to seeing you wherever you want to see me. Like right here, we're connected, but we can get closer if you like. So, so good we had this time together. I totally appreciate you. Thank you for joining me for Mental Health Monday. And remember, I am Kanae Quarter, National Certified Counselor and the world's #1 clinical financial hypnotherapist specializing in corporate therapy. And I am here for you. So if you have a question, come join me for the pop up, and I'd love to answer it. See you sooner.